Okay, so in today's video about ICP, I want to check out this move on the upside starting from the lowest low about $4.8 and see can we identify in here a bullish setup suggesting maybe the bottom is in, or maybe we are having some more downward price action to go. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you are having a great time with your family and loved ones. And here is the situation. In terms of Elias waves, if you want to argue that we are going to have maybe our final bottom around here, let's say this is like a very important support, okay, you must be able to find off of the lowest low in this area a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up, something like this. Now, this specific example is a normal 5 wave. Rules for it are we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of impulse, wave 3 right in here should not be the smallest wave. And for our subwaves, you know it, if you are a regular viewer, we must have 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. Let's actually just draw the waves real quick. Sorry about that one. Okay. And for wave 2 and 4, we can have different structures. Let's say ABC into wave 4 and a WXY into wave 2. Now, if I'm able to find this thing right in here off of the lowest low in ICP, that means I can consider a possibility suggesting the bottom is in. Now let's go on the live chart and see what is happening. And I think we need to go on maybe like 5-minute time frame. Yeah, sure. So here's the thing. The only possibility that I can find that is actually bullish is this. I can tell you from this point, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe another move up into wave 5 to about here or here, doesn't really matter. And then we are having probably from this point to about here a correction structure, and you probably know what I'm going to say. This might be in form of a running flat, and this can be ABC down into A, ABC on the upside into wave B, and a 5 wave impulsive structure down into our C leg. Let's actually also draw our 5 wave up, something like this one. Now, according to this scenario, if this is actually in play, we can say in ICP, we are having 5 wave up to about this point into a wave 1. This is a correction structure into wave 2, and we want to see soon, preferably in the next 24 to about 48 hours, a big move up into wave 3, 4, 5. And I can tell you, according to this, this might be another 1 and 2, but on a lower degree relative to this 1 and 2 in here. And in fact, in the short term, you might actually see some moves on the downside in order to reach to about this area. And then we have to see, this is important, we have to see a move up soon into wave 3 and 4 and 5 in order to complete the subwaves for this larger degree wave 3. So this is going to be our bullish possibility, suggesting the bottom in ICP is actually in right around this area. Now let's talk about a potential bearish scenario, and I think the structures in that case might be a bit more clear. So here's the deal. I can actually tell you, maybe in ICP, we are having a WXY structure, probably I would say in form of a double zigzag, and this can be our A leg correction for wave B to about this point. And if you want to ignore this small overlapping of the waves, you can actually argue this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up into our C leg. Followed by that, I still believe this is a flat structure. Now I'm gonna say the beginning of it is going to be in here, and the end of it might be right around this area, and this is going to be into a wave X. And the idea is from this point, either we are having an A, B, C zigzag to about here, or maybe this is this whole correction down is going to be into our B leg, and then we are going to have another move up into wave C in order to, you know it, complete the subwaves for a WXY in form of a double zigzag, suggesting our move down, unfortunately, in internet computer is not over yet. And after this small move up is over, we may have some more moves on the downside. Are these going to be deep moves on the downside? I don't really think so. I think we are going to probably enter a period of time, which in ICP, we are just going to see lower lows, but the lower lows are not actually going to be that deep, and in a minute I'm going to tell you why. But for now, just know this, at least for me, and this is just my own analysis, you can have a different opinion, I absolutely respect it. This right in here is going to be my primary case, and here is another very important reason for why this is my primary case. What is a characteristic of a correction structure? Being slow and choppy and having constantly overlapping of the waves. And what do we see in here between our corrective movements on the downside? Constantly overlapping of the waves. This move up is slow and choppy. In fact, let's just do a quick comparison between this move down to this move on the upside. How long is it taking for us to have this move up? About, let's say, 730 candlesticks on 5-minute time frame. On the other hand, as you can see, in the same period of time, we had this move down starting from here. So the message is, despite having more than enough time, it seems like that bulls are kind of failing to pull the price all the way back up to these levels. And well, this suggests they are probably running out of power, and soon bears might actually take charge, which means unfortunately we are going to see a move down in ICP in order to possibly take the lowest low down here about $4.8. Now, if this is going to be an impulsive structure, for example, even from here, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave, very strong move down, okay, that's kind of going to be confirmation for the bearish possibility, suggesting our move down in ICP is not over and we need to be probably a bit more patient. So for now, I think there is a chance that we're going to get a move down, and since this move up is kind of slow and choppy, well, in that move we might set a new low relative to this one in here, about $4.8. Now, I do have also another important reason to believe maybe our move down in internet computer is not over yet. Here's the thing. In RSI at the moment in daily time frame, not a whole lot is happening and we are kind of in no man's land. However, in MACD, I think we talked about this one also in the previous videos, we are having a low, the other one is a higher low, but on the live chart, this is a low, the other one is a lower low. So what this means is that we are having in here in MACD in daily time frame a bullish divergence, which can be a very good sign suggesting overall bears are running out of power and soon we are going to hit some sort of a bottom. But it doesn't really mean that this exact point is going to be our final bottom. I'm going to tell you in a bit what you see. Usually when we are having bullish divergences on some higher time frames, for example, daily, maybe even weekly time frame, when you go on some lower time frames, you are able to find a bullish divergence between the previous lows just in like very short time. And do we see a bullish divergence in this area? Unfortunately, no. This is a low. The other ones right in here are actually higher lows, and in the chart we are having a similar situation. So that's why I'm gonna say, because when you go on some lower time frames, you're not really seeing a whole lot of bullish divergences. Well, we may see another move down, and then at that point I'm gonna argue between the lows in here you are going to see a bullish divergence in MACD, suggesting we are very close to the end of our move down in internet computer. So because of this, and also because of the fact that our move up does kind of look slow and choppy, I'm gonna say we need to probably be a bit more patient and wait for some more moves on the downside. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in ICP's price chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.